Hello guys, it's Blaize. Welcome to the second episode de dos. Had to think for a second. Zwei of Bedside Manner with Blaize and Edgar. Happy birthday. It's his birthday today. Edgar Allan Poe is not my stuffed animal. Not stuffed animal, plushie. I'm already effing this video up. But this is going to be a requested video and a different video. So, yeah, as you can see, I'm not as formal as I was previously because I just finished taping my bullying video and I decided to get back into bed and do this more comfortably. I don't mean for my tops to always go so low. They just... Sorry about that. Basically, Bedside Manner chats with Blaize. That's me. Are basically random topics that I discuss. Shorter videos, I guess, for me, because I'm just a yenta. While I'm just lounging about in my bed and comfy and, you know, just chilling in my, you know, lounge wear. I told you I could suck on my toes. What? So anyway, this was a requested video from my best friend in the whole entire world who wanted me to do a video about my personal comfort movies and television shows, since I talk a lot about my comfort movies and television shows. And yeah, you're gonna see me in every single one of my videos playing with my hair. I've tried saying it before, but still people, they're like, is it a wig? Because you play with it a lot. I'm like, it's a nervous tick, it's a nervous habit. I don't realize when I'm doing it. It happens. I scratch my face. You know, deal with it, bitches. Okay, so let's get comfy. As you can tell, I like leopard print. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. So if you don't understand what I mean by comfort movies or comfort television shows, I've got all my notes written in my YouTube video book. That's my Nightmare Before Christmas notebook that I finally found a use for. And I got the rock station music playing in the background as always now. And Non-Point is playing. Personally, a band I've never heard of. Anyway, let's get this started. When I was 16 years old is when I started passing kidney stones. To this day, I still do a lot. In my whole entire life, I've got to say, since 16 to 27, probably passed about 40 or so. And from that age, I mean, I've watched these things several times before, but I would be, in our old house, my mom's room and my room were like really close to each other. So when I first started passing kidney stones, and I was like so terrified because I was like, oh my god, this is the worst pain ever, and it really is. I cannot stress that enough. My mom would either stay in my room or we would keep our doors open and she would be in her room so she could hear me and whatnot. And, you know, she wanted to make me comfortable and, you know, I'm here for you. You know, that's my mom. That's my mama Duke. Anyway, so even though I had watched this movie years beforehand and was in love with it, but I you know, I wasn't obsessed with it. My comfort movie at that time, which helped me, these comfort movies and comfort shows are movies that make you feel comfortable during a certain situation, during a certain mood that you're in, things that just make you feel more calm and more comfortable or distracting. So I'll start with this. I had DVR'd Monty Python's Holy Grail. And I watched it, and it really helped. It distracted me. It was everybody. If you haven't seen it, what the hell is wrong with you? I hate holding the camera like this. Anyway, so it really helped a lot, and it was just so silly. And when my mom would come in the room with me, she would laugh and try, and it was so comforting because it was something that I didn't have to pay too much attention to, and it was just so amazing. And so it's it wasn't like my amazing horror movies or an action or a drama or anything like that where there's the feels. And immediately my mother, like the next day, went on Amazon and bought me the DVD of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So I've been through four different DVDs, or separate DVDs of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, because I have played them so much that they actually broke. They scratched. That's a shadow. My makeup's not messed up like that. A D D. Anyway, so yeah, they scratched up so much from being played that I've been through 4 discs now because I played them out so much, and they became my comfort movie where I would watch them legit 24 hours a day. Once it was done, I'd replay it. Or if I missed a scene that I really, really like, my favorite scene, of course, being the witch scene and the Black Knight scene and the French Dentelle scenes. So if I missed it, I would be like, oh, gotta start the movie all over again. So I would. So that became like my number 1 comfort movie. And so every time I was passing a kidney stone, which was almost every day, I would put in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And I would purposely make it louder when my mom was in her room to piss her off, because she's like, oh my God, Blaize, stop it. She's like, Blaize, you're killing me. She's like, I love this movie, but you've made me hate it. I've made all my friends and family hate the movie who loved the movie, because it's my saving grace. Also during this time, what my mom did, because we owned a couple of pet rats, and if you think that's disgusting, then you don't know loyal and true pets, because they're amazing. I had one, her name was Demi, short for dementia. And my mother had one, a boy named Stubby. So my mom, when I was passing these kidney stones, I'm writhing in pain in bed and crying and screaming and bashing. I made tiny holes in the walls because, it's a kidney stone and you're out of control. She would actually put them on my bed, and they would be running around. They'd be coming towards my face and sniffing and like nibbling at me. And I'd be giggling and I'd be laughing. I'm like, they're so damn cute. And they made me so much happier. And then I can remember just having them run all over my bed, crawling all on top of me, on my face, and just being so damn adorable. And watching Monty Python in the background. And that was like the best thing ever. And you know, it was just, it was calming to me. So, when we had to give the rats up, Corey actually took me, because he knew how absolutely devastating that was, to Petco, I think, where we gave them up for adoption because we couldn't take care of them anymore. And my dad really hated them, so we couldn't keep them. And I cried when we had to give them away, but that's life. Eventually, I branched out to Monty Python, and I picked up Life of Brian. I picked up I'm having a brain fart. Now for something completely different, and The Meaning of Life. So I picked up all their movies, and then my bestie of all time, Josh, had Monty Python's Flying Circus, the entire DVD set, which he so graciously gave to me. So I would do with these movies and shows, these DVDs, the exact same thing I did with the Holy Grail. I played them out. I still did. This is something I still do. Holy Grail and all these movies and all these shows, anything Monty Python is still my comfort movies and shows. Whenever I'm in pain or depressed, these are mostly the things that I go to, because it reminds me of back then when I, started doing this, and it was like this made me, it's just something that I don't have to pay too much attention to. My father, for my 19th birthday, took me to see Spamalot in New York, and I pissed so many people off in that audience because I was saying the lines before they were going to say them, because not to brag or anything, but for all the Monty Python movies and a lot of the sketches from Flying Circus, I could do the whole movie without it even playing, word for word, in the right accent and everything. It's an unhealthy obsession, but you know what? There's a lot more there's a lot more obsessions that are a lot unhealthier than Monty Python. Then, okay, I'll get to that later. But then, even though I've been a fan since I think when it came out when I was like 9 or 10 I was 9 years old or 10 years old when South Park came out, and I was always a fan. But I didn't get into it like hardcore until I was like, I'm going to say 16, 17, around the same time. And my obsession for South Park grew just as much, if not more, than Monty Python. So I currently have DVR'd every single episode that they still air on TV, because there's a few episodes because of, butthole religious people who are way too religious. I'm not talking about my friends who, I'm not talking about real religious people. It's fine if you're religious. I'm talking about the ones who will kill you if they air this. So, yeah. So then I branched out to everything that Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators, the voices, the everything to do with South Park. I ventured out to starting to watch and find more of their work. And these became my comfort movies, and South Park became a comfort TV show, especially when Corey passed away. These became more my comfort movies and shows when he passed away. I was 19, and there are no words to describe that kind of feeling. But for the first, month or month and a half, the only thing I would watch was South Park, Family Guy, and everything done by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, from their college movies, which had a budget of $10,000 or less, I believe. Cannibal the Musical. I highly recommend it if you're a South Park fan. To Basketball, to Orgasmo. I mean, everything. Their documentaries, everything that they had done. And those became a comfort thing because it got me to laugh. And it got me to, comedies were my go-to thing. I didn't want to watch horror movies. I didn't want to watch romances. I especially didn't want to watch romances. I didn't want to watch dramas. I didn't want anything to do with death. Anything that had to do with that. And even though the South Park and a lot of Trey Parker and Matt Stone and Family Guy and whatever, even though that they have a lot of death situations, and so does Monty Python, it's silly and it's funny. It's not like it makes you, like, hit you right in the heart. It was the only thing that was gonna get me through what was going on. Sorry, my father called. It was the only thing at that point that was gonna get my mind distracted, and the only thing that was gonna, help me during that point in time. Let's see. So, this is a must-have. I have to sleep with my television on, and it has to be at a volume where I can hear that they are speaking, but I cannot hear what they are saying. So it has to be like indistinct talking. So I would go to sleep with these movies playing. I would hit, replay. So they would be playing all of the time I was sleeping until the point where I woke up, and I'd just be redoing this, and it would keep me occupied, and it would keep me distracted from reality. And it got me to see that I had something to live for. And that's when True Blood first aired, and that also helped me save my life, because I was like, they were showing like previews and stuff like that, and I saw Eric Northman for the first time, and I saw Bill Compton, and I was like, all right, there's no way I'm gonna want to kill myself, because I gotta watch this show. More of my comfort movies are any Mel Brooks movies, which I can't watch Spaceballs now for a while. It's going to take a while. Spaceballs was one of Michael's favorite movies, and now it's just going to make me depressed. But Robin Hood Men in Tights, I just like anything, Dead and Loving It, anything, just anything Mel Brooks has done. Any of his movies became a real good comfort movie, because there's anything silly and something you don't have to really get into, something you can just laugh to and be like, this is so stupid, or this is so brilliant, but not like a blockbuster hit type movie or TV show, anything like that. Around that time, when I was a teenager, I started getting addicted to TCM, which I still am. I love silent movies. I love black and white movies. I love all the classic movies. They're comforting to me as well. TCM is usually what's playing when I go to sleep. And any of the movies that I've talked about, I also play when I go to sleep. So I kind of alternate. Alfred Hitchcock Presents is a TV show I watch constantly, and it is a TV show that is a comfort TV show for me that I watch when I go to sleep, and when I wake up, it's still there. And I'm so thankful for Hulu, because they have all of it on there, and I only had a few of them before Hulu, so I'm like, oh yes. When I saw that they had Alfred Hitchcock Presents, I was just so happy. Fact, Alfred Hitchcock was born on August 13th. Guess whose birthday that is? Because we're geniuses. Other movies this time around when Michael passed away, South Park, Family Guy, was nonstop. I had my sister burn all of the Jackass movies because I just wanted to laugh at ridiculous, stupid stuff. And I just was like, I love those movies. So I watched them nonstop. Of course, I had to. I've watched them to the point where I know what sketches to turn my head and close my ears with, because obviously, if you've ever seen Jackass, they do a lot of vomiting in that. And since I have emetophobia, I can't see that or hear that when they're doing that. But both movies of A Haunted House by the Wayans Brothers, brilliant movies. They're some of my favorite comedies, and those movies I watched nonstop as well. So any movies, even though I'm the horror movie whore, and horror is my life, any movies that are silly but intelligent, just funny, put your mind more comfortable and at ease, and get your mind, so like if you're in more of a depressed, I want to end my life is not worth living, and you've just lost somebody, I recommend silly comedies like this, like the Jackass movies or South Park or Family Guy, Monty Python. I absolutely. If you're in pain or you're sick as hell and you just need something to have in the background, Monty Python, Mel Brooks, Alfred Hitchcock, all of those are just such great, for me personally, such great distractions. And these are some suggestions for other people, because the person who requested this, wanted some suggestions. And these are just my personal, from my personal experience, my comfort stuff. And they always will be. It's just Monty Python, especially because it's so silly and so stupid, yet so brilliant. And I don't think people understand how intelligent all those men were. Miss you, Graham. But they were absolutely brilliant. And in if you watch the shows, if you watch the movies, even though there's silly things, there's things that go underneath it, where if you're like, when you really think about it, you see that they are just brilliant people. And so I love that kind of humor. I love British humor. I think it is absolutely, because some of it is so stupid, but it's so smart at the same time. It's supposed to, like, seem stupid, but be smart at the same time. Like, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. It's like, did anybody before Monty Python even know about the Spanish Inquisition? They did, and they did brilliantly on that topic. And it's just, those personally are my comfort kind of movies. I would stay away from anything that has to do with death, not in a comedic way. I would stay away from dramas, romances, horror movies, anything like that, when you're sick or in excruciating pain, or if you've lost somebody, or you're extremely depressed or anxious or anything like that. This is some of my personal suggestions, and if you have any suggestions for me, please leave them in the comments, because I'm always looking for more comfort movies and comfort TV shows. If you've ever experienced things or have the same kind of thing that I'm talking about, leave them in the comments. We can always discuss it. And I hope this may help some of you out there who are like, how do I distract myself from this kind of pain? How do I distract myself from, the loss of my loved one? How am I going to get through this? These movies, these television shows, they have helped me so much. And I'm not going to lie, when Corey, for the first few weeks that Corey died, I felt suicidal. I felt that I would never love again, that I blamed myself for not being there. He was my first one true love and my soulmate, and everything that happened with that, I just didn't see a point to live. And these movies, these shows, and True Blood, they gave me a reason to have hope again and to want to live again. And so I've been there. If you've been there, you know, if you've been there and people say, oh, I'm so sorry, I know how you feel, yeah, life sucks, but they don't know how you feel, and you know that they're saying that just to comfort you. I Blaize, know how you feel. So that's the end of this video. I'm going to end it now. Bedside Manner episode 2 with Blaize, entitled Comfort Movies and Shows. So now I'm going to go watch one of my comfort movies or shows. I'm not sure which one right now, but I'm going to cuddle with Ed and Fred. If you have any requests, I'm always taking requests. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. And do not forget to hit the subscribe button over here. I did Cartman's voice. Oh, and by the way, since I have okay lighting now, a lot of people ask me why I put a little dot next to my eye. Like, do I try to make it look like I have a beauty mark there? It's not fake. I really do have a mark there. It's natural. I'm beautiful. Just looking at what's on the music channel. Love these pants. I can't get enough of them. Ow, hip cramp. Until next time. Till next time, stay wicked.